Good morning, everybody. How you doing? I want to talk to you today about getting up. You know, maybe just getting up and going to church. But in the book of 2 Kings, we find 4 lepers sitting outside the city gate, and these 4 lepers were starving to death. There was a famine in the land, and there was an army not far away that was there to destroy them, their enemy. One leper suggested that they go to the camp of their enemy, and the enemy was going to do one of 2 things. They were either going to kill them or they would sustain them, feed them. So they began to go to the city, and as they arrived, the city was empty. The Lord had cleared the way for them, and they were sustained. If they had simply sat there in their situation, they would die. Often God is waiting to help us. He's often waiting to help you. I don't know what your situation is this morning, but God is always ready to prove himself. But in my experience, it always takes a first step on my part before God does his. You know, we think about the prodigal son. Probably when I think about it, it's a selfish manner, but he took everything that he had and decided to go out and party and have a good time. It wasn't long before he was broke and his good time friends were gone, and he was feeding in the trough with the pigs. He began to think, you know, back at my father's house, the servants eat better than I do. So he began to return to the father, knowing that in his father's house there was plenty. Amen. I want to remind you of something this morning. Regardless if you're at the end of your rope, God's not at the end of his. You may have spent all of your resources, but God's resources are unlimited, and he's still waiting at the gates, waiting on you to make that first step. I don't know what your situation is again this morning, you know, but the hardest thing about our circumstances a lot of times is just simply getting up and doing our part about fixing it. The first step in fixing things, I believe this morning, is getting up and being encouraged in the house of God. Be with people who love you and encourage you. You know, most of the battles are fought in the mind. Once you think you can, then you can. So once again, I want to encourage you this morning to get up. Amen. Do something about your circumstances. Don't give up. Amen. Live life to its fullest. This is Brother Donnie saying, I love you. Going to be in Juanita preaching this morning at the Full Gospel Church. If you got nowhere to be there with me this Thursday. I'll be in Bowling Green at Brother Smitty's church. Done forgot the name of the church, but it's Brother Smitty's, what we all call it. So come on down there. And next Sunday, I'll be at Crossing Jordan in Tampa, just wherever the doors open. Be with us. God bless you, and be in church this morning. Bye-bye.